Hello student. Today we will learn second poem of our first flight, that is Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, you know that he is an American poet. And this is a short poem. In this poem, the poet has tried to present two different schools of thought about the destruction of the world. First, I will recite the poem for you, then I will explain the poem. Let's read the poem aloud. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now, let's move on the first paragraph. As I told you earlier, that there are two schools of thought about the destruction of the world. Here the poet says that some people think that the world will come to an end in fire. How the world will be destroyed? With fire. And some people think that it will be ended up in ice. Now try to understand how the world will end in fire. It may possible that inside the earth temperature can be increased and there can be volcanic eruption. Temperature of the earth can be increased due to scorching heat. It will become difficult to live on the earth and the world will come to an end. Second thing, what it can be there? Some say in ice. It may possible that temperature of the earth can be decreased and water on the earth will be frozen. No one will be able to live on the earth. So these are two schools of thought, how the world will end with fire and how the world will end with ice. This is a literary meaning. This is a literary meaning, but here try to understand what the poet want to say, as he is a poet of symbolism. Here, fire. Fire stands for what? Fire stands for anger, lust, violence, desire. Now, fire stands for these things. In order to fulfill our desire, human being, what they do? They become angry, they are having their own greed and they use a violent method in order to fulfill their desire. And ice, deeper meaning of ice is what? What ice symbolizes? Ice symbolizes here coldness, insensitivity, self-centeredness, hatred, etc. So the poet is saying that there is sufficient coldness, insensitivity, self-centeredness, hatred and apathy among human beings. That is sufficient in order to destroy this world. From what I have tasted of desire. I here stands for the poet. Here the poet is saying that what he had experienced, tasted stands for experienced, what he had experienced of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Poet says that he will favor with those people who are saying that the world will end with fire. Why he is saying like this? Because this world is full of anger, lust, greed, violence, and people are using all these emotions in order to fulfill their selfish whims. And now move toward the second para. But if it had to perish twice, the poet says that if it had to, it stands for the word. the universe. If this world had to perish, this world had to destroy twice, second time, then I think I know enough of hate. The poet thinks that he knows that there is enough hate. Hate stands for what? To say that for destruction of ice is also great. He wants to say that if this world has to destroy again, then he says that there is enough hate. People are having ill will among themselves, and in order to fulfill their own greed, they are not hesitating to destroy others, and they are having icy feeling. Here see, ice is great. Poet has used the great adjective. Poet has used great as an adjective to tell that not only the fiery emotion but also the cold emotions are sufficient. They are just like a slow poison. They will gradually consume the world. So this is all about the poem. Now bache, let's move toward the poetic devices. What are the poetic devices? सबसे पहले तो रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट, you know that he is known for symbolism. Symbolism means deeper meaning. When a word has deeper meaning other than literary meaning, that is known as symbolism. As I told you, fire stands for desire, anger, lust and violence, and ice stands for coldness, insensitivity, self-centeredness, hatred and apathy. After that, move toward the second poetic device. What we are having? Second poetic device, here we are having alliteration. Alliteration, I told you. Alliteration is repetition of the consonant sound in the same line or in the adjacent word. Now here you will find where is alliteration. Some say S and S. S sound is repeated, so here it is alliteration. In both the lines we are having alliteration. Now, after alliteration, move toward anaphora. Anaphora is what? When we are having repetition of same words at the beginning of the line. When we are having repetition of the word in the beginning of the line, then it is anaphora. Some say bache. These words are repeated, so here it is anaphora. Next we are having third poetic device, that is assonance. Assonance, in last poem also I have told you that it is the repetition of the vowel sound in order to produce a musical effect. So here in para number 2 you can check, but if it had to perish twice, here repetition of the I vowel sound is here, so here it is assonance. Okay ji. Now move toward next poetic device, that is imagery. Imagery is what? While reading a piece of literature, when reader feels that an image is evoked in his brain, in his mind, then it is known as imagery. When we will read this poem, what we will find? That picture is imprinted in our brain, that is imagery. Now, the last poetic device, rhyme scheme. Let's read the first line. Some say the word will end in fire. So we will give A to fire. Some say in ice. So there is no rhyming. We will give it B. From what I have tested of desire. Desire and fire having the same sound, A. Again desire and fire, third and fourth line, A. So our rhyming scheme is A, B, A of the first stanza. That's all student. Keep learning. Thank you.